All right, all right, all right. Hey, happy Friday. Let me turn on my mood light. Oh, there we go. Hey, my name's Eric. I'm making a game. The game is called The Godkiller. The Godkiller. The Godkiller. And you can say it 3 times, you can say it once, but it is called The Godkiller. So, again, as I've been saying, I'm pretty constrained on what I can demo. I thought about and scratched my head and pulled on my beard a little bit, tugged it. I thought, okay, I can show this little bit. This is not a big deal. So I got done adding Glyph, who's a hanging man, to all the places in the different levels where you might find him. And it's a little bit like Where's Waldo, where if you're looking for him and you hunt around a little bit, you will spot this man hanging off the side of a wall. And I have M say something when she runs into him each time. But it occurred to me that since I don't know where the player has spotted Glyph in the past, I couldn't write the dialogue as, oh, there's that guy again, because maybe it's the first time that the player has seen Glyph. And then the dialogue won't make sense. I go, what were you even talking about? Says the player to themselves as M goes, we meet again, hanging man. You know, they won't understand, because if they missed Glyph earlier, then that dialogue doesn't really make any kind of sense. So I could have done some game state that persists across more than one level, but I decided not to. I decided I'll keep it simple. I'll just make one level at near the beginning of the game where the player is just bound to see him. And I picked a spot that I feel pretty confident about. It is possible that somebody misses it, but all the playtesters have gone to this spot. The level is pretty well designed such that you would end up going there. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, enough talk, more demo. Here we go. Let's go to the right level. I also noticed it's a pretty good way to add dialogue if I just have many things which are kind of observational, like M will just think something when she is in a certain space. I mean, like literally a space or a zone, not like a mental zone. So if she's within certain coordinates, she should just automatically say certain things and just kind of think them to herself. If I have these scattered all over the place, it'll make it pretty easy to not have to get into complicated logic each time. Okay, what's the name of this thing? It's a lower basement. Although that was the first name I gave it, it's now called the Shaft. I think this might be like the 3rd level or the 4th level. All right, let me size this optimally. Okay. So what pretty much every player has done. Oh, I don't like that audio. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of broadcast distortion there. It has nothing to do with the game. It's just my broadcast setup. Okay, so pretty much every player has gone up this way. Okay, and this is where you see Glyph hanging out on the wall for the first time. So M comments on it, and then that's it. You can't do anything with him. You just be spotted. The downside of this is the player might mess around a lot and think like they have to interact with him further, and so that's the downside. I think it'll be okay though. I'll show you one other thing. So every playtester, except maybe one, when they came over to this area, they said, "Wow, it's kind of dark." So I just thought, let's have M say exactly what every playtester says. It's dark. Yeah, and I'd like to make a lot of quick, simple audio so that M has some small thing to say if it's not a big story level in every level. And I'm taking this lesson from Drod, because in Drod there's many puzzle levels, and every once in a while there'd be a little bit of story, a little bit of dialogue. And it had this kind of mixed game feel to it, like maybe the story was tacked on. You know, there's just so many levels with puzzles in it, and it's a pretty painless thing to just add little minor comments that M makes. On some levels, she might muse on a subject for a few paragraphs, and it won't get in the way of the gameplay, which is nice, because the face is designed so that when you're moving around, it fades out, and you can still see what you're doing. But yeah, I like the game to be pretty rich with dialogue, and I think that's easily accomplishable. What is hard, as far as dialogue goes, is stuff that's coupled to more complex state, like like the Treachery Bridge place. There's a fair amount of dialogue with Billy, and you know, if you get to a certain area, he runs away from you, and you know, you need the dialogue to match what's actually happening. When things are tied to events that are occurring in the game, it gets more difficult to code the dialogue so that it functions correctly in all situations. But these little quick comments when you step into a certain space, those are easy peasy. You can add lots of them. And also, they're done with M thinking to herself, so her lips will not move because she's not talking to anybody. So she's not going to say things out loud. Her lips are not going to move. She'll think to herself. I'll put some reverb on the audio so it sounds like someone thinking to themselves. That's the convention we use. And then I don't have to do lip timings for all of the animation, which will save time. So, anyways, that's my quest these days. I will demo one other thing, just to give you a taste. There is this. This is the third session I've had with Kyle Christ come up with the Billy voice. And let's see, I'll bring it up in Audition. Alright, I'll play some of this. This is not spoiler because this is just made up dialogue that isn't actually in the game. I gave it to Kyle so that he could play with the voice a little bit.
I am your mentor. I am your mentor. I am your mentor. But I'm very smart. God said so. I'm very smart. Guess so. Listening to me is mandatory. Listening to me is mandatory.
Alright, that gives you an idea. So yeah, and Kyle, when he's doing his lines, he repeats for multiple takes on each one. He used to send me these things, and he would do like 20 takes on one line. Yeah, he was just really pushing himself to get the right read on it, and he'd send me these sessions, and I would play through and pick, one line out of the 20, but I'd be laughing at his 20 takes that he would be doing, kind of torturing himself a little bit to try to get the right read on it. So he's great as far as trying, and I like his voice a lot, and he's a funny guy too. Does stand-up comedy and writes comedy material. So glad to have his help. All right. Oh, last thing is I shot an email off to Chelsea and showed her an early version of the trailer, and she's like, "Oh wow, can I show it to my family and stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but don't post anywhere because we want to premiere the trailer on April 1st." So we're waiting for that day, and then we'll post the trailer, and the Steam store will be kind of put out there for people to come to if they want to. All right. So that's it. I'm gonna stop the stream here. It's been a good day for working on this, and tomorrow I got all of Saturday to do as I wish on this game. All right, stopping the stream. Stopping the stream. Stopping it. Stopping the stream now.